Hey, what's up guys? Gonz here for the Face Like the Sun YouTube channel. Everyone's been talking about it the last 24 hours or so. Presidential candidate for the Democratic Party, Hillary Clinton, says that aliens may have visited Earth already. And the direct quote is, "I think we may have been visited already. We don't know for sure." And according to the Sun reporter, Hillary Clinton told them that she would, quote, "get to the bottom of the UFOs." And Clinton also brought up John Podesta, who we reported on here about a year ago, less than a year ago, when he came out and said that his biggest regret was not being able to bring about the UFO disclosure. Of course, Podesta was the chief of staff under Bill Clinton and in Barack Obama's White House. He's a major fan of the UFO theories. And in response, Clinton said, "He's made me personally pledge we are going to get the information out. One way or another, maybe we could have like a task force to go to Area 51. Now, CNN is reporting that she was just joking and whatever. So Hillary Clinton is not popular right now in terms of the presidential race. And I think she's just getting into this conversation to spark interest, to get to the forefront, and even to maybe sway the growing conspiracy community who have been yelling disclosure for years now. And I just find it strange and interesting that she would play this card at this point in the discussion. And certainly it's not going to go away, I don't think. I think more people will ask about it. Whether she comments on it publicly, we don't know for sure. But of course, she's not even close to the first world leader that has talked about UFOs. There have been plenty. There's actually books written about it, so I won't go through them here. But we know that Jimmy Carter reported seeing a UFO. George Bush Sr., in replying to the question about UFOs back in 1988 during his campaign, answered, "I know some, I know a fair amount." And he said in another debate, quote, "I am very careful in public life about dealing with classified information." So Bush Sr. had some sort of information or insight on it. And actually, that rabbit trail is pretty interesting. If you go back, it traces back to the Majestic 12 group and, all that stuff. It's very fascinating. And there's a long history of cover-ups and interesting documents, classified and declassified. And I think it goes back to the secret space program back in World War II and even perhaps before that. And we've covered all those topics on this channel as well. So again, I encourage you to dig through some of the archives because some of those topics have been talked about in past videos. But I think it's important to keep in mind that if she is really independently going to try to disclose or expose the UFO topic into the public, she would certainly be assassinated. But the other side of the coin is that if they are allowing her to come out with this information and make promises like this, which again, presidents, world leaders, political leaders make big promises and never deliver, right? They're always about overpromise, underdeliver. That's just been the pattern of the presidents, just in general, overall. But in terms of allowing Hillary to make this claim publicly, I think there is a deeper agenda in that, if you look at all the stuff we've been looking at in media, the world is more or less, quote unquote, ready to receive whatever this information is. And coming from my worldview, it will play into part of the Great Deception. And whatever that looks like, whether it's, there's aliens in the past, ancient wise, or, they're here now, or there's ancient technology that we're recovering, or whatever the story or narrative is, it's going to be for the purpose of serving the elite who are in service of the fallen one and his cohorts. So these are all things that are of biblical significance, prophetic significance, and I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing some smatterings in the conspiracy world. We should get Hillary in office because she's going to disclose the UFO phenomenon. And, again, they're making it into a political issue. They're making it, you got to remember, she's campaigning here. She's going to say whatever to get people on her side. And we'll just have to see how it plays out. But I found this interesting. I know everybody else did. And, she may win some votes because they're, the conspiracy people are hoping that Hillary is the one that will give us the truth about UFOs. And again, other than political spin, it could be a deeper agenda that this information is ready to come out through their chosen ones, if you will. And I use that word both literally and in the sense of, if you're familiar with the work of Russ Dizdar in the Black Awakening sense, when I say chosen ones, because, I know some folks that are convinced that Hillary Clinton is going to be the next president of the United States, regardless of voting, regardless of who's winning in the polls or whatever. And we'll just have to wait and see. But I wouldn't be surprised, given the way this whole thing is rigged and the way this system operates, which is to continue the agenda of the elite, who again answer to the fallen one. And also keep in mind that the Vatican has been campaigning to disclose some of this information with their Lucifer telescope out in Mount Graham in Arizona, and the Pope coming out talking about how he would baptize Martians, and even other Vatican officials years ago saying that they would baptize the alien. So the agenda's been out there from the institutional religious platforms. Well, now I think the United States at large, perhaps, and the world at large, have been conditioned through entertainment media, movies, television, all kinds of stuff, to accept this reality, because it is a paradigm shift and it will change the perspective of the world, and it would have a significant impact on a lot of things. Even if the quote-unquote aliens never show up, it could be a cover story again to roll out high levels of technology that the elite have, and I think have had for decades now, to pose themselves as these aliens, so to speak, to bring about global control and ultimately, all the systems we talk about, the mark of the beast, and, the leader could be the Antichrist and all this stuff. There's all kinds of angles that could come out of this. So let me know your thoughts. What do you think is going on here? And why do you think Hillary Clinton is publicly saying that she will reveal truth about UFOs and Area 51? And that's another thing that's interesting. Area 51, everyone talks about Area 51, but the phenomenon is so much bigger than Area 51, It goes back much further into the past, into, ancient history. It's just strange that everybody focuses on Area 51. And that could be also another way to say, we looked into Area 51 and nothing. And, there you go. That's the end of the UFO topic, because, there's no other angle or history to the UFO thing other than Area 51, right? So maybe it's just a way to have plausible deniability in case she's stonewalled by the dark powers that be, if you will, to disclose this information. But ultimately, again, keep in mind, it's a lie. It's all a lie. These quote-unquote aliens are fallen angels, and they are interdimensional, not extraterrestrial. And that's based on the research of secular researchers from John Mack and others. And this UFO thing goes so deep. We interviewed Dr. David Jacobs, and the interview will post on Canary Cry Radio probably in about a month. We're just trying to space some things out as we load up on several interviews here. But when we spoke to Dr. David Jacob, he believes that the alien phenomenon is purely physical, based on the theory of evolution, and they're biological beings, and they just have advanced technology, and it's very much rooted in the physical world and materialism. And his whole premise is that the aliens have already started to integrate themselves into humanity. And, we've seen interesting commercials from UNICEF. We've seen even Hillary's husband, former President Bill Clinton, talk about this on Jimmy Kimmel. And there was another quote by Bill Clinton that I haven't seen a whole lot of people talk about, but I document this in Age of Deceit 2, Alchemy and the Rise of the Beast Image. At the very beginning in the montage, I show Bill Clinton at some Pacific Asian conference or something talk about how there's biological beings that we're going to see them, and it will be difficult but interesting. Here's the clip from the documentary.
So I think there are lots of interesting discoveries, biological, on Earth, and other discoveries in the heavens that those of you who are younger will get to see unfold. You'll have all kind of problems with them, but on balance, it'll be a plus. And it'll make life much more interesting.
This is the most enigmatic political topic that a politician can bring up, is this UFO thing. Because obviously, if you're the president, you're supposed to have power, and you're supposed to be able to go into the archives and have information be given to them or whatever. So the fact that, again, Hillary's using this card can mean a lot. And again, what are your thoughts? Why do you think Hillary was allowed to say quote, I will reveal truth about UFOs and Area 51 if she becomes president. Thanks for watching my video. Please share it with friends, family, and whoever else you think might benefit from this information. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Face Like the Sun YouTube channel and dig around the archives. I have hundreds of videos covering topics ranging from angels, aliens, and the Antichrist to global conspiracies of the New World Order, eugenics, genetics, Genesis 6, the Nephilim, transhumanism, and much, much more. And don't forget to check out my full-length documentaries, Age of Deceit, Fallen Angels, and the New World Order, and Age of Deceit 2, Alchemy, and the Rise of the Beast Image, all of which you can watch for free right here on the Face Like the Sun YouTube channel. And if you want even more content, check out CanaryCryRadio.com, our podcast where we investigate similar issues and interview all kinds of experts on several different topics. In fact, we just finished episode 100, which is 7 hours long, where we interview 26 people in one podcast episode. You can find the podcast at CanaryCryRadio.com or go subscribe to the Canary Cry Radio YouTube channel. Again, thanks for watching and have an awesome day. God bless.